major level slow pitch softball, and this will be a rematch of our opening game between the Smythe Sox and the Howard Western Steers. Smythe will be the visiting team in this game, and they'll line up this way. At second base, Doug Brown, followed by extra player Bruce Meade, Jim Fuller at third, Rick Wheeler, the right center fielder, followed by Britt Hightower, Mike Parrott. There you see the rest of the lineup as we get set for the first inning. Thought we were just about set, so I was trying to go through that a little bit quicker, but defensively, one change there. Shear will go over to Rick Shear will be at third base, Bolin at first. The rest is accurate as we get set for the first pitch of the ball game, and it's outside for a ball.
Both of these teams scored well over 40, in fact 49 for the Smythe Club, 48 for the Howard's Club when they met earlier today.
And there's a backhanded play by Shear at third and scooped by Bolin at first, and that reversal of those positions certainly is the way it should have been. We were actually given the lineup erroneously, but you don't want to mess with Mr. Shear at third base. He is showing some glove.
Yeah, we've talked earlier about Shear's offensive abilities, but he's shown the glove in now the second game. Smythe Club. So one hopper over, scooped it. Very close play at first base, but he got him.
That'll bring up Bruce Meade.
The Smythe Club started off with 1 run in the top half of the first inning the last time they played, and Howard's bounced back with 17. And listening to the manager, Buddy Slater, earlier, he said, fellas, we've got to score 5 or 6 to start the ball game. We can't start off with 1.
Now, they started off like they did in the first game with the first hitter being retired. But not the second. Well, maybe the second one, too. That's awfully high and not very deep. Deep enough, but it's out number 2 as the left fielder, Raby, just handles it. And that's the same situation as we saw in game number 1.
That's right, and this is what the Smythe Club is trying to avoid. A shutout inning or a low 2, 3, 4 run inning. You've got to score 5 or more. Just puts more pressure on your offense later on.
Well, Jim Fuller did his bit in the first inning of the last game, and he lines out, and it's a 1, 2, 3 inning. The first time he's been retired in this series with Howard. 1, 2, 3 as we go to the bottom of the first as Howard's comes to the plate after throwing a goose egg at the Smythe Sox.
On the road again.
Third, Harvey, the extra player, followed by Baxter Burns, the catcher, Dan Griffin in center. The pitchers, George Marshall, Joey Raby in left. Curtis Williams, the short fielder. He'll play mostly left center. And Steve Williams at short, followed by Tim White at second base.
Crusher started off the last ball game with a home run, I believe.
I think we have defensively for the Smythe Sox. First time we've seen Drilling on the mound pitching with Parrott, Brown, Lewis, and Fuller around the infield.
Drilling is the flashy USSSA pitcher. This is, of course, ASA rules. He can't do all the flashy moving around out there, so he's going to have to really be smart on the mound.
Cher, his name in the lineup was spelled erroneously, will have us remember it as he plants one over the fence for the first runs of the ball game.
He laid it out over the plate. There's nothing Paul could do about it. He just got the fat part of the bat right on the ball, hit it about 335 feet. 6'8", 305. All he's got to do is tap it, Greg.
1-0 as he stomps in and hits home plate after making a great defensive play. Legs are getting a little heavy maybe after all these games today, huh?
Right. They played about 3 yesterday in the rain, and they've had to come back and play about 4 today, as has the Smythe Club.
This is Tim Reinhardt, the right fielder. And Reinhardt puts one high and deep and over and out. It is 2-0.
He had to lay it right out over the plate. The umpire's not going to let him pull any tricks out on the mound. They've started off like they did last time. Smythe not being able to really tally much. And the Howard's Club staying hot.
Anything less than 17 in the first inning, or actually anything less than 16 in the first inning, puts Smythe at least in the same situation they were in. They scored 1 run in the first inning in the last game. Saw Howard's come up with 17 in the bottom of the inning, but then when it was all over, Smythe had won at 49-48. Howard's came back in their next game and scored over 60 runs. They needed them all because the opposition had nearly 50, and they pulled it out. But the ball has been going out of the ballpark with regularity here today.
Earlier, the wind was blowing at almost gale force wind out the left field. Now it's died down quite a bit, but the ball's still jumping off the bat out here.
Mike Bolin, the hitter.
Bolin has 1,200 home runs in the last 3 years.
That's a record to be proud of, certainly. little bit of deception here on this pitch, but can't do much, and
No, you can't.
it's a ball.
He's got to present the ball a little bit up to the plate. He's laying it in.
And laying it out. That's 3 in a row. Another home run in the first meeting between these two.
Well, Buddy Slater told me he was going to put Drilling on the mound, give him a different look, because as you know, they bashed around about 4 pitchers in the last game we had. So they start off another pitcher, and they've greeted him well to the big-time softball. 3 in a row.
Take a look at it again. That's the third straight home run.
There's the extension of the arms. That's what you've got to do here.
And he's going against Stan Harvey, the next hitter. Stan, the veteran 45-year-old, hit 2 grand slam home runs the last time that Howard was in action.
He's been hitting him in the lake out there in right field.
It is 3-0 in the first game between Smythe and Howards. Harvey hit 2 home runs.
Paul trying to jam him, but he didn't jam him enough.
He's jammed that one over the wall for 4 in a row. So Stan Harvey keeps the parade going with the 4th home run, and it's 4-0. Still nobody out, and Baxter Burris, the catcher, will be the next hitter.
Seems like the Smythe club just can't get the Howard's fellas even miss a pitch to make an out. They're hitting line drives over the fence.
So drilling has been drilled. A lot of experience in softball. And that's a softball power hitter's swing.
Right there. Wind or no wind, that wasn't going to stop that ball.
He got the bat down low and got up and under it. And this is Baxter Burris. And Burris makes it 5 straight, I believe. It's drifting back, drifting, and it's gone.
That's a hill out there. It's about 25 feet. He got it out about 325. It also was light high. He's just extending the arms. Slater's out to the mound. He's going to talk to him. He's got to move somebody around. They can't expect to come back and win a ball game being 17 down like they were earlier. That's just asking too much.
Burris's home run ended the power parade in the inning, but 2 more runs were scored, and Howard's led 7-0 after 1. We move to the second in just a moment. Top of the second inning. Actually, strange as it may seem, though Smythe did not score in the first inning, they're in better shape than they were in the last game they played. They are apparently, they're only down by 7. They were down 17-1 after 1 inning last time.
Well, they're feeling good right now. They're not 16 down when they come to bat for the second time. The pumper from Pomona steps in, Rick Wheeler.
Rick Wheeler is the hitter, and he drives it high and deep down the left field line. Wilborn races over and got it in foul territory, 1 away.
Smythe Club 4 retired in a row.
Well, they don't have that gale blowing out that they had before. They may have to readjust their swings a little bit.
The Howard's Club played 1 more game earlier, and the Smythe Club needs to get untracked here before it's too late, and it's getting late. They're not even looking strong at the plate right now. It'll take a while to get unloosed.
Brett Hightower takes the ball in. Hightower began the day, and of course this is very slight. This was based on just a few tournament games, hitting .667. He'll hit around that neighborhood though all year. He's a good veteran hitter. And there's a drive, and there's a home run, I think.
He got into that one.
Yes, he did. He got it over the top. As you notice, they're not going quite as far. If you were with us in our earlier game of the series, but it's a home run, and it gets the Smythe Sox on the scoreboard.
If you see Wilburn in left field, if we watch Wilburn, as we mentioned earlier in our earlier game, how the young outfielders are backpedaling. Richard Wilburn, veteran left fielder, turns and runs to the fence and turns around. And if you watch him, that's the big difference between the young ball players on the Smythe Club and the veteran left fielder, Richard Wilburn. We have an opportunity to watch him sometime. Let's watch him.
Mike Parrott steps in. Mike, the veteran, 6 feet, 220-pounder out of Galena Park. You might imagine from his physique in his younger days, he was a football player. He played at the University of Houston.
Second in the nation in punting his senior year. Washington Redskin free agent.
That was a few years ago. 39 years old now. And there's a liner into left field for a base hit.
Hit that ball right on the nose. Mike will take those all day. He's a good team leader.
And we get down to Larry Predew, who is one of the young up-and-comers on the Smythe Club. The left center fielder, 6 feet, 210 pounds. There's the veteran George Marshall on the mound.
Right. They want to jam Larry. They don't want to throw it high. They want to keep it inside and low. If they put it high, he's going to chop it right out of here.
He hits it high, but he doesn't have enough depth on it. Wilborn in left field makes the catch, and that's 2 down.
He hit the inside pitch, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to jam him. They don't want these big guys to stretch those arms out. Fred, you just missed his pitch. He should have been a little more selective on that one.
Next hitter is also one of the new members of the Smythe Sox, Mike Lewis, the shortstop.
He's from Shreveport, Louisiana. Basketball player.
Spent some time in Texas at Panola Junior College on a basketball scholarship.
The defense is playing him straight away, and he lines a hit.
Drives it in for a base hit as Parrott will take one stop going into second base and holding. And so the Sox now will go down to Greg Schulte, the right fielder out of Houston, a 6'1", 225-pounder. As you take a look at Lewis at first base, he had a tough time hitting in the first game of this pair with this club. He went 0 for his first 3, and in fact was only 1 for 6, and that's a rarity in slow pitch.
Right. Schulte's got tremendous power for a young ball player. This is his second year on the major level, first year with the Smythe Sox. He played for me a little bit in '85, defensive player. He's been lifting the weights, and in 3 years, he's really built himself up.
Well, he had a string of 3 straight home runs, but he's not going to make it 4 as he drives it to that long left field side. And the difference with no wind, it was very evident here in the second inning. It's 3 outs retired by the left fielder. Smythe Sox have just 1 run, and they've played 2 innings. We go to the bottom half of the second inning with the score 7-1, Howard's over Smythe. Top of the second inning, it will be Rick Scher leading off for the Howards club. Rick homered his first time up.
Been playing some excellent defense over at third base. He's really made a big difference over there. Smythe club possibly could have had a runner on in that first inning.
Rick has hit 6 home runs in the last game and an inning against the Smythe Sox. See a change behind the plate as Bruce Meade has come out to catch.
Right, I believe Meade and Grissom are alternating extra player and catching. Crusher, 6'5", 305 pounds. Denver, North Carolina. Takes a walk.
So he's on at first with Tim Reinhardt up. Of course, these first 5 hitters all homered the first time up, so I'll just tell you that now. Get that out of the way.
This was Trilling's first opportunity to face the Howards club this year.
Well, he knew it wasn't going to be easy when he saw him pound the other pitchers in the first meeting. And there's a high drive, left field, back, goes the left fielder. He can't climb. He does! He does climb the wall, even though the ball didn't go that far. And there again is an effect of the fact that the ball is not carrying as much here in the night air with the wind dying down as it did in the daytime.
What happened, Hightower went back. He thought it was out, just like the other ones earlier in the day. And he got up on the fence, and he had to almost really jump back off of the fence to catch it. It was really a good play by Hightower.
He says, oh, wait, oh.
Well, it looked good.
Now, that would have been embarrassing if it had landed about 3 feet in front of him, and he's hanging on the wall.
Sure would have.
Here's Mike Boland, who homered.
You're right, the ball's just not jumping out of here, and the wind's not catching. So if you don't hit it right, it's not going to be a home run. You've got to really hit it well to hit it out.
Strike call. Good first pitch from Drilling.
Drilling's getting comfortable out there on the mound. He was very uncomfortable in that first inning.
Boland, a 6'2", 255-pounder from Cleveland, Tennessee, as he takes it for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's been an All-American many times on the major level. He's played for 6 or 7 World Series championship teams. He can play third base. He can play first. And
quick pitch return, a high fly ball, left center field coming in. Looks like they're going to be able to retire the second hitter in a row. The tag at second, the throw comes through, and he has to go back. Good defense.
Sure was. If he can get Harvey out here, it'll be a good inning, because the Smythe team is struggling offensively.
This is Stan Harvey. He homered the first time. Mentioned before, he had 2 grand slams in the same game, in the preceding game, And the reason that's unusual is because it takes something to get the bases loaded. Usually you're going to score some of those guys, and you're not going to get that far. And to have it happen twice in one game.
He's 45 years old and been playing on the major level for 25 years. He's seen a few World Series, hasn't he?
Little delay as they were trying to position the defense. They couldn't put him on the other side of the fence, so they had to just put him in over as far as they could.
Some of the young guys need to watch this power-hitting left-handed hitter swing. He is really able to extend his arms, steps right into the ball. He definitely knows his pitch.
That one was perfectly placed by Drilling, and that's exactly where catcher Bruce Meade is putting the target. He wants it right there. He wants it to float down and land on that outside corner.
He doesn't want it inside there.
Uh-oh, there it went, but it's foul. Too far inside, and he pulled it foul and out of the ballpark.
As Schulte races to the corner.
So that's a big strike.
A foul here, and he's out. If you put it too far inside, he'll foul it. If you don't put it far enough, he's going to hit it out of the park. So Drilling either needs to throw him a low outside, give him an odd-looking pitch where he doesn't hit the pitch he wants.
He flattened it a little bit, and it's inside for a ball.
Right, in USSSA, that would be a strike.
And there's a foul ball, and he got him. He struck him out.
He got it inside far enough, and that's what he did. A smart pitching by Drilling. Very good job. Got to credit him with that out.
Yep, and that's the third out, so a scoreless inning. How about that? We go to the third. 7-1. Howard. We'll be back. This telecast is authorized under rights granted to Home Sports Entertainment and is not intended for the commercial use of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of Home Sports Entertainment or the Smythe Sox Softball Club is prohibited. Our announcers are Greg Lucas, yours truly, and Mark Hinson.
John Grissom steps in. Been playing with the Smythe Sox 85, 86, 87, and here in 88. He's batted 6 times in the tournament. He's got 4 home runs. Pure power hitter.
He started the first game between these two, but never got to the plate because pitching changes, and that 17-run inning necessitated that he not stay in. There's a high fly ball to center field, and it'll be taken, and that's out number 1. That one was gathered by Kim Smith out there.
Many of these long fly balls you're seeing would have been out in our earlier broadcast.
That's right. That's just the difference. Paul Drilling.
Paul's a base hitter. He does have the power to go out of here, but he's really a base hitter, sprays it around. His job is to get on base right now. Buddy Slater's talked to him. Just be on the bag for the big boys behind you.
Strike one called, and he just says, okay, but don't forget, I pitch too. And he drives the ball deep and high, and will it stay in the park? It sure will, and that's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. What a turnaround so far.
In the first game, 49-48, and we've got a 7-1 ball game.
And we're in the top of the third already.
This is incredible.
Tell you what, Mr. Marshall must have learned, he got his pitches together here.
Usually it takes a team that's sit down for a couple hours to go through the order one time. And the Smythe team's been through the order one time, but if they don't get rolling now, they're going to be in real trouble. It takes one time through the order to get loose.
Well, Brown tries it, but I don't think he's got enough on that one either, as the left center fielder comes in, makes the catch, and that's it. 1, 2, 3 here in the third. As the score holds, we played 2.5, 7 for Howard, 1 for the Smythe Sox, and we'll be back. These have been busy people. They're the outfield home run ball shaggers, but they're getting a break in this game so far after that first half inning for Howard. Hit 5 straight home runs. There hadn't been one. There's been 1 home run since. And we're in the bottom of the third. Baxter Burris is up. He hit the 5th, the last guy to homer for Howard. And he drives it on a line, and it's hooking back, and it's caught. Wheeler has it, and that's out number 1.
Rick moved over to his left. He had to stop real quick because the ball was curving back toward him again. That's what Baxter does when he hits the ball. He slices it almost.
They'll bring up George Marshall. George singled and scored in the first inning.
Well, our ball boys had 65 home runs to chase They had a quarter a ball earlier. Thank goodness, because they're going broke right now.
Yeah, they probably, just the luck of those guys out there, that's probably the second shift. The first shift made all the money.
That's right.
George Marshall twirling a one-run game on the mound.
6 foot 295.
Ooh, that was called a ball. 2 balls and no
He's trying
strikes.
to pitch him inside, and like he did Harvey, to get him to pull it foul or hit off the handle, because he knows where he's standing. If he puts it out over the middle or over to the left, he's going to knock it out of here.
There's a strike.
That ball looked like it was outside. Drilling needed a break after the warnings before. That was a good pitch by
Line
Drilling.
drive up the middle for a base hit.
That was an excellent pitch by Drilling. He hit a bad pitch. He still got a hit.
So Marshall is 2 for 2, and it brings up Richard Wilborn, the left fielder, who walked and scored. 2 sacrifice flies in the first inning for Howards. One scoring a runner from second, the other one only going to deep shortstop.
Richard's in the World Series Almanac for many accomplishments. Games, at-bats, hits, World Championship teams. He's a veteran, many, many years. Can really play the game. Still gets around out there in the outfield quick.
There's a strike. That one dropped off and just missed the plate, so that...
Richard wants to pull it. If he hits it out, he's going to pull it to the left side. Or he will go with a pitch to right, but his power is definitely to the left. Drilling knows that. I'm sure his brother, first baseman Mike Parrott, we mentioned they're brothers.
High fly ball. It'll stay in the ballpark. Coming in for it is Fred Yu, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
This is almost an incredible turnaround of events. Both teams seem to be missing their pitch. It's not a lack of effort. It's just not hitting the ball square. They're not waiting for their pitch. They're hitting the pitcher's pitch. It looks like a little impatience at the plate, especially on the part of the Smythe Sox.
Well, we've got still air. We've got night air. That's also probably a factor.
And 2 teams have been playing ball for 2 days. It's very humid right now. Drilling wants to get this ball inside and high.
Curtis Williams. Sacrifice fly, drove in a run the first time up.
It weren't the big first inning as of this moment. We could have a very tight ball game and low scoring. Still is low scoring considering the events of the past. Drilling got it high enough, but not deep enough. Got a 2-1 count.
Bouncing ball, backhanded at third by Fuller. The quick throw retires the side.
Fine play by Fuller. He's got a very quick release on the ball.
So in the 3rd inning for Howard, no runs. And we get set for the 4th inning with the score holding 7-1. Howard leading Smythe Sox in Houston. We get set here for the top of the 4th inning. Bruce Meade leads it off. Meade flew out to left field in the 1st. How many times has he gone to the 4th inning and he's only had 1 at bat? Not many.
He can probably tell you. That ball got out to the fence quick, but right at him.
Nice catch out there, but it's out number 1.
The ball's not jumping off the bat. The bats aren't quick. As we mentioned before, Jim Fuller had 6 home runs in that earlier contest between these two. He doesn't stand in the batter's box long, this ex-professional ball player.
Fuller has lined to shortstop in his only at-bat in this game with 6 home runs and a single.
Stands very far away from the plate, if you notice, Greg.
Steps toward the ball and popped it up, and they're going to get him out again. Fly ball to center field. And that's 2 away. This is an amazing, amazing turnaround.
It really is. They look very flat, don't they? Very flat. As pumper from Pomona, Rick Wheeler, California, steps in. He's 34 years old, 6'2", 215. Hit one out of the Anaheim Stadium to win a home run derby contest in 1986.
pitch to Wheeler, who is 0 for 1. In fact, only 3 Smythe Sox hits here in the 4th inning. There's a strike. In fact, it's amazing now the way this game has gone. How did Howard's ever score 7 runs in an inning? There's a base hit that bounces past to the wall, and Wheeler will make the turn and go into second base. He really ripped that one, and that may be the secret now. Just get that ball down and hit the ball hard. The ball in the air isn't going anywhere.
The ball got by Wilburn out there. It skipped on him a little bit. He knew Rick was going to go for 2. Of course, Raby was backing him up. Britt Hitman Hightower.
He is responsible for the 1 Smythe run on a home run, and he may have another one. This one's high and deep, and will the ballpark hold it? No, sir. The 2nd home run of the ball game for Hightower, and that makes it just like that, 7-3.
Hightower had to produce then. We've got 2 outs. Bruce Meade and Fuller making the first 2 back-to-back, which is an incredible event. So Hightower's keeping him in the game. He lifts his left foot when he turns. You'll notice.
Steps right into the ball and bangs it. Hightower had 3 home runs in the first meeting between these 2, and he is showing, at least to his teammates, that it is possible to still hit it out.
Right. Mike Parrott can hit it out under these conditions, but a smart team player, if he's not going to go for it unless he gets his pitch. You look at these fellas, and you wonder what they do in the offseason. Mike's politics business.
There's a high one deep to left center field, and it is caught out there by Williams, and that retires the side. Just didn't have quite enough. And so we have finished the top of the 4th inning. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Smythe Sox. A 2-run homer by Britt Hightower. And the score 7-3. Howard's Western Steer leading Smythe as we get set for the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, leading off will be Tony Fowler. Had a sacrifice fly. Actually, a pop up to deep short and drove in a run first time up.
Fowler last year averaged 1.5 home runs per game, but this is his first year to play with the Howard's club. He's out of Forest City, North Carolina.
Pops it up behind the plate. Bruce Meade takes the catch. You don't see those very often.
No, you don't. We've got a baseball type softball game going. We're seeing ground balls. We've seen everything but the double play, and I'm looking for that any minute. These players look tired to me, Greg. Well, the bats just don't have the whip to them. The Howards was fortunate. They jumped off that quick lead. They've got the hammer. They're the home team.
Tim White singled the first time up. He's been very impressive at the plate throughout this tournament.
Right, he really has.
Pitches high and inside. He had a mere 4 home runs in the first meeting between these 2.
Hometown Salisbury, North Carolina.
That's going to be foul. Will it stay in play is the question. Nope, it's going to be out of the ballpark. 7-3 is the score here. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tim White, followed by Kim Smith. 1 out, nobody on.
28 years old, 6'6", 240.
That size is the rule rather than the exception with this major level slow pitch softball.
It really is when you think about football teams and the size of a 6'6", 240 guy and where you'd put him in your defense or your offense.
There's a liner over the top of the shortstop's glove for a base hit, so White has his 2nd hit of the game. Takes the turn home. You know, one thing that I think has happened, while we still have the Howards and the Smythe Sox and the Steels as the top 3 teams in major level slow pitch softball, I think what we've seen in this tournament, this is one of the early tournaments of the year, is the fact that I think the gap may be narrowing with some of these other clubs. There may be some more teams in that upper echelon before you know it.
Right, we've got to consider Marlton Trucking, one club. We saw one club here earlier, Larry's. They've got a fine ball club. In fact, Howard's only beat them by 1 run the first time they played them. There's probably 20 major level ball clubs in the nation.
Argument now over that last strike call. Shear got in there, doing some jawing with a home plate umpire.
Pure little intimidation, trying to get the umpire to not only help out Smythe, but help out himself when he gets in the box.
He's on deck.
Bruce Me, the gentleman, just stands there and grins and smiles at the whole thing. You can see.
Bruce says, I know how to strike all the way.
It's a 600 hitter. He hit 6 home runs in 1 game. That's his career high.
Kim Smythe lines it, backhanded by Brown. There's 1, there's 2, and there's a double play. Oh my!
We were looking for that double play. We've seen it all now, Greg.
So in the 4th inning, no runs, another goose egg on the scoreboard for Howard as we get set to go to the 5th, and the score remains Howard 7, Smythe 3, and we'll be back. A little bit of defense, not as much offense. Boy, we've seen some defense. Rick Scher made a great play, and we've seen some great defensive work. Look at the double play turned in by Brown. Wow.
That was a fine play.
Don't have a lot of opportunity to see it in this level because the guys hit the ball so hard and usually hit so far, and most of the outs are made on fly balls. But we've seen the improvement defensively just from this year to the years past, certainly with the Smythe club. And Rick Scher has certainly had a golden glove at third base for Howard.
Well, both teams have added about 4 or 5 new players, and it looks like they've added a little defense to their clubs, a little more well-rounded athlete. As big as these fellas are, it's amazing how well they move around on defense.
There's a long drive by Fred Yu, and it is gone. Fred Yu with the home run, and the Sox get a little bit closer.
Montgomery, Louisiana, 1986 and 87 All-American.
Yeah, well, he's bidden to be one here, too.
He lifts his foot also.
Hit 5 home runs against Howard's the first time they met, and here he's homered in this 2nd game. And there's a drive by Mike Lewis, and he may have had his first, and he's got it.
He sure does. They've been waiting for Mike to get untracked. He came out here, he knew the pressure was on the defense. He just wanted to do a good job out there. He knew his hitting was going to come around. He hadn't been working on it. And he looked real smooth on that. He got the arms extended, didn't he, Greg?
And he's 2 for 2 in this game, so he's gotten in the range that he a little frustrated in the first game, but he's brought it back to a 7-5 score.
I don't believe that they can hold the Sox down all night long, and I don't believe that Drilling can hold down Howard. Something's got to give.
There's a high fly ball left side. That should stay in play. Schulte hit the ball, but it'll be taken by Wilborn in left for out number 1. 7-5. 1 down, and John Grissom, the catcher, he flied out to center field his first time.
John's claim to fame early in 85 when the Smythe Club beat Steels, hit a bottom of the 7th home run to lead the Smythe Sox to a 31-30 victory in their first ever meeting, starting the grudge matches, as you might say. He's from Pasadena, Texas, 6'3", 245, been with the club since 85. He's played shortstop, outfield, third base. He's done everything but pitch.
There's a strike.
And he says Buddy Slater can have it. And this year they passed it on, of course, Drilling and Parrott.
Buddy Slater, of course, 43-year-old manager of this team. There's a line drive, base hit to left field by Grissom.
The ball even sounded a little bit flat then. I would be surprised if they don't switch the ball.
Paul Drilling represents the tying run. He hit a fly ball to left field the first time up. 1 out, runner at first base.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Paul try to move it over to the right side. He's looking that way or looking up the middle.
I don't play him really straight away. He drives it to right field for a base hit. Going into second base is Grissom, taking the turn, going into third now.
Well, he was really tipping it off. I'm watching Paul at the plate, and anytime a player stares to one field, he notoriously will try to slap it the other side. He was making it so obvious. He kept swinging and staring. He's a good hitter, a smart hitter, and Howard's just going to pick that up, so he needs to decoy it a little bit better.
Doug Brown drives one over the fence in left field, and the lead has changed hands on a 3-run homer by Doug Brown. The Sox have had a 5-run inning now and have taken the lead at 8-7.
He hit it right off the end of the bat, stepped into it, the whipped around on it. All-American clubs. Good leadoff hitter. That's the kind of leadoff hitter you're looking for.
That's the 10th home run of this game, even though it's only an 8-7 score.
It's been all or nothing.
That it has. Very few real rallies. Here's Bruce Meade now with one out.
Bruce said he didn't feel comfortable last game at the plate. I think he hit 4 home runs, didn't he?
Yeah, well, you know, it's not. And one of them went about 8 miles.
That's right.
There's a strike. Well, he's 0 for 2. He might not feel comfortable in this game. He just got comfortable. It's out of here. That one went 7.5 miles over the left field wall.
Those rattlesnakes are too deep. I'm letting that ball go.
It's not worth it for
No. Give him a buck to stay out of there. We were talking about 25 cents a home run, but what about foul balls? They got to get 25 cents a foul.
I think anything they get counts.
He got all of it, as they say.
Now here's Jim Fuller, and he too, if you can believe this, has been slumping in this game. He's hit a line drive and a fly ball on his 2 times at the plate.
After 6 homers in our earlier contest.
Anything less is a slump, and he's still slumping. It's a ball high into deep center field, and it's gone.
It looked like a routine fly ball. He's the strongest player on the team. He hit it off a handle. It looked terrible when it left the bat, but the wall hits another home run.
Fuller and his teammates kept their bats hot with 7 more runs in the frame, including a second home run by Fred Hughes, and led 17-7 as we went to the bottom of the 5th. By Rick Scher, Tim Reinhardt, Stan Harvey, and Baxter Burris, Richard Wilburn is the hitter in the last of the 5th. There's a ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Richard Wilburn has walked, popped up. And this one popped over the center field wall and may bang on our camera position. Oh, it's even too far for that. A 2-run homer for Wilburn. I don't suppose Buddy Slater told him that's where he was supposed to throw it to.
No. He told him definitely don't throw it out over the plate, but he thought he would try to pull it because Richard's generally a pull hitter with his power, but there's a pitching change. Grissom goes to first. Parrott goes to the mound, and his brother Paul goes behind the plate.
Here's drilling pitching, that last one. He says, I think I got it on this one. I think I got it on this one. I think I'm in trouble.
As he turns and watches it roll. Drilling says, oh no, I'm looking to the dugout now because I can see Slater coming at me.
So Parrott will try his hand for a while. That's Kurt Williams.
Well, Parrott came in for that one batter to end the last game, if you recall, and got him to line out to Wheeler.
Ace fireman got him to hit a line drive.
He did. Maybe that'll be his role this year, the ace fireman, the power hitting first baseman.
Kurt Williams is 0 for 1 officially. He hit a sacrifice fly, drove in a run in the 1st, bounced to 3rd. Actually, it's a good play at 3rd in the 3rd inning.
If you notice Parrott, when he backs up, he used to pitch for me years back. He would be at second base to turn all the double plays from, would you believe it, 3rd and short? From the pitcher's position. He starts backing up. I don't know if he backs up as fast as he used to, but he's backing up pretty fast. It gives Brown a lot more room to cover over to the left side. He's got a little area over there, so Parrott really wheels backwards.
17-13. That one's curving down the line. Is it long enough? It is foul and caught in the left field corner. 2 down.
High tower made a fine play on him. Went in the dark. It's pretty dark back over in that corner. A fine play on him.
That's the 2nd out of the inning. 17-13 to score with nobody on, and the hitter is Tony Fowler. Second baseman takes it outside for a ball. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Parrott doesn't want to give him a pitch. He's a good hitter.
There's the pitch, but he lined it past the diving shortstop Lewis. Parrott upset because he almost had where he wanted him.
Right.
But it's a base hit.
Parrott made a good pitch on. He did not want to get around to number 14.
But he did. Here comes Tim White. White has 2 singles in this game. But he's later again considering something as he just has some instructions. White hit the 4 home runs in the opening game.
This is a big batter. They've got to get this batter out right now. Buddy knows that. 37 hits, 30 runs.
And there's a drive. It'll die. It'll be a base hit. Sending runners to first and second. That's the third single now for White. Moving into second, Fowler. And we get to the 11th place hitter, and Buddy Slater again looking over things, thinking of maybe
doing the switch. It looks like he's giving the switch, the finger switch. His brother's going back to the mound.
So going back to the original pitcher drilling, the original catcher and the original first baseman. They work kind of in a triangular situation. Now, the last time that Kim Smythe was up, he hit into that double play that was backhanded by Brown. He turned it by himself over to first base. He's 0 for 2.
Brown made a fine play on that.
17-13 now with runners at first and second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Smythe leading. Howard's threatening.
Drilling wants it outside and high. He doesn't want it inside there. He better be very careful.
That one did not miss by much. Ball 1.
Now he's asking him, what's the problem, Ump? Is it height or is it depth? That's height.
Bouncing ball. Brown backhands another one. The relay to second and dropped. And that was Drilling getting down to cover second base, but he couldn't hold on to the ball, and that was a tough break for Smythe. Bases loaded.
And the crusher.
That's also tough.
That's the bad break about it all.
Tying run here at the plate, folks.
The worst break of it all is the crusher steps up. That was a big play by Brown.
I'll have to call that an error on the pitcher because he dropped the throw, and Brown made a good backhanded play. Bases loaded now. Smythe leading by 4. How long will that last?
It may be a matter of pitches. The crusher's gripping that bat so hard you can see his top hand, the right hand.
He's looking for the grand slam to tie his score.
He's like a statue. He's not even moving, Greg.
Ooh, that was a ball. Must have been too flat. It was over the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He asked the umpire, was it flat?
You see what Cher's done.
He's standing still, staring at Drilling. He's not stepping out. You see a lot of guys step out. He's not stepping out.
And it's far enough and deep enough and fair enough. A grand slam home run for Rick Cher. This game is tied at 17.
Big inning, back-to-back. Crusher got all of that one.
3rd home run of the game for Crusher Cher.
Reinhardt steps in.
And Reinhardt, who homered in this inning, and also in the first inning, takes a strike.
That was an excellent pitch by Drilling right there. High and inside. That's a tough pitch hit. That's flat and inside.
It's the 12th hitter in the inning. 17-17. Line drive. Could it be caught? It is in the trap. No, he didn't catch it. He caught that ball out in left center field. Fred, you made an outstanding running grab and caught it just before it hit the ground. So we have played 5 full, and the score: Smythe 17, Howard 17. Major level softball action, slow pitch style, continues after these rules. Top of the 6th inning, the big single hit of the game so far, Rick Cher, and this one is a grand slam home run, his 3rd home run of the game, tying the score at 17. He has 6 runs batted in.
It was into the trees, and the kid just stopped the trees. He knew it was gone the minute he hit it. He never left the box. He just stood there and watched it go.
There you see the big fella down at third base as Bruce Meade leads off, and he drives the ball into left field for a base hit. It's cut off there as he settles for a single. Meade is homered, single, in his last 2 at-bats. And here's Jim Fuller, who homered the last time on a ball that he hit high in the air to center field and just kept going.
11 years ago, Jim, last year in the big leagues with the Astros. 77.
I wonder what he weighed then. He certainly didn't weigh 260.
No, I doubt it. Not moving around the left field.
There's a drive into left field for a base hit.
By Wilbur.
And it got by, so Meade will keep running. He's into third base, and he'll keep running as the throw goes into third, and Fuller is safe there, and a run scores. That unties the score.
That hurt. That's unusual to see the ball get by Richard Wilburn like that. The ball seems to skip a little bit. I don't know if it's a little moist out there or the conditions where they were playing in the muds created a little bit of a problem out there. The ball seems to be skipping. It appears to be okay. But they're hitting the ball on the nose right now, the Sox, Smythe Sox.
18-17. Smythe leads it by 1 with Fuller at third. Rick Wheeler, the hitter. Wheeler has had a slow game with just 1 hit in 3 tries.
To win the World Championship, you have to have players who can hit it over the 310-foot, 330, 340 with the wind in, and Rick is one of those players. Smythe is fortunate to have about 4 of them on his club, and he attributes that and his balance to his 86 and 87 World Championships. A few guys that the wind doesn't matter, and Rick Wheeler is one of them. Of course, Bruce Meade.
There's a line drive, and it's in front of Wilborn. It bounces off his chest, but Wheeler moves into second base, and I think he was probably going to do that anyway.
He was. He never stopped. As soon as he hit it, he ran. He knew he was going all the way.
So it's an RBI for Wheeler. He moves into second base to put himself in scoring position. 2 runs in the inning, nobody out, and it's Britt Hightower who has homered twice and doubled.
Early in the game, Hightower was the only Sox player to keep him in the game.
18-17. There's a drive. That'll be in front of the left fielder. Another tough play by Wilborn. 1 run will score. Hightower keeps running, and he'll go into third base. I'll tell you what. And here he's going to keep running, coming to the plate, and he will score.
Wilburn is getting a workout in left field. They're hitting some ropes out there. That's not bad defense. That's well-hit balls. They just say, just hit it hard somewhere on this level. Just hit it hard. Something good will happen.
Double, I think, on the initial play, then an error allowed him to go ahead and score. But I'll tell you what, they call third base the hot corner. Left field is pretty hot the way that ball's been hit.
It has been a hot corner out there in left field. Wilburn saying, why are you guys picking on me all of a sudden here in the 6th inning?
4 runs with nobody out, and we go to Mike Parrott. Parrott homered the last time up. He's 2 for 3. 21-17, Smythe.
Parrott's looking for that ball inside and flat.
And he got up under the ball to deep center field, roaming back for it to the wall, and over the top. The center fielder, Williams, has to watch it go.
When you're that strong, you can miss it and hit it out, and that's a case of missing it and hitting it. 305 feet.
Now, that's an interesting situation here. That is the 6th run, or the 5th run in the inning for Smythe, but the first has been plated as a result of a home run. So they've been doing it a little bit differently.
Well, that's the new Smythe Sox look this year, that we do what we've got to do, as Buddy tells him. As Fred Yu steps in. The Raging Cajun, they call him.
That was the 22nd home run of the game. Fred Yu has hit 2 himself.
He's called the Raging Cajun. He gets on those bases and uses those all-state wheels. 6 foot 210.
There's a strike.
Small by standards for some of the statistics and heights and weights we've been reading off.
That is true, but as we pointed out, not small with his ability to hit the long ball.
No,
he has done it.
He can hit it out of here, light high. He can really run on those bases.
There's a line drive, base hit. So Fred Yu has had 3 straight hits. And the Sox have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight hits in the inning. Nobody out.
And another Louisiana product.
Mike Lewis, 3 for 3. 2 singles and a home run. And another pitching change. They're going with the veteran now. He pitched some in the last game, Stan Harvey. He was the extra player. He'll now go in and throw a few.
And the extra player, he can pitch, he can play defense, offense. They can alternate, take turns of different positions. Just gives an opportunity for another player to bat.
11 players involved in the batting order, 10 of them defensively.
On this level, they call it a rover, the left center fielder. Different than baseball with 3 outfielders, but really it's just a 4-man outfield. And you need it because the ball gets to the gap so quick.
Mike Lewis drives one, past the gap, to the wall, and out, the home run.
He's getting comfortable at the plate. He struggled this weekend, and I think he's in a groove. He's getting comfortable.
That uprising was only the beginning. The power display included 5 consecutive home runs and a total of 11 homers in one 20-run inning. From a 17-17 tie, Smythe jumped to a 37-17 lead as we head to the last of the 6th.
4 seconds. Inbound comes to Blackwell. Excuse me, to Dawkins. Dawkins, a running one-hander. Oh, shot!
11 points for Sickman. It's 59-52 at the buzzer. And that's by 5. Bagley at the buzzer. NBA action.
Baxter Burris and George Marshall plated 3 runs and made it 37-20 in the last of the 6th, with Kurt Williams at the plate and 2 out.
Got us Milton, Florida ball player here playing for Howard.
There's a strike, perfectly placed, dropped right at the back of the plate.
Bruce Meade's given an inside target, and that's an awful high pitch.
It also didn't make it there.
No. Bruce Meade's giving the inside pitch, inside glove again. Drilling, trying to do a little bit of acting out there.
Bounces through the hole in the right side for a base hit, a single for Williams. So with 2 outs, he's at first base, and we get to Tony Fowler. Fowler has a sacrifice pop-up to deep short. Drove in a run with a pop-up to shortstop on a sacrifice fly, and then popped up to the catcher and singled. The next 3 hitters have not hit the ball out of the ballpark.
6'4", 255. Became standing next to Bruce Meade. This is a big fella. First year with Howard's club.
There's a strike. That dropped off just nicely. No balls and 1 strike. 37-20 with a runner at second, 2 outs. That's too high.
Yes, they're not going to allow Drilling to get away with that. He's just kind of pushing his luck right now.
Got to be between 6 and 12 feet. So figure the top of the head about doubled, and that's roughly your limits.
The outfield's playing straight away. A little bit pulled. They pulled around a little bit.
That was close, but it was inside anyway.
He's trying to get him to hit it to the strength of his defense. Gary Lowe changes ball.
37-20 with next offering coming to Fowler. And he drives it high and deep and toward the scoreboard and gone.
Making a little dent here into the score. They've cut the deficit to approximately 15, I believe.
35 home runs on this game.
Well, Smythe had that last game, and
it started so easily.
It really did. First 3 innings were a little bit like a baseball game. Stretched them out.
In fact, at that point, I was about to wonder if maybe they were using some different ball, but obviously that's not the case.
In fact, if you mention that, there are numerous manufacturers of balls, and each ball, each player feels, travels a distance that they prefer to use a certain ball. And the ball they're using right now, the players on both teams prefer.
They love to hit those long ones.
They do.
Parrott, see what he can do here with Tim White. 3 singles.
We had a rotation again. The Parrott brothers swapping off pitching.
That was a strike. Just hit the back right behind the plate.
That was a good pitch by Mike Parrott.
Got 2 outs.
It's hard to get that third one many times.
There's a ball. We're in the 6th. Game scheduled for 7. It has slowed down because the hits have started. There's a line shot down in the left field corner for a base hit. That'll be a double. Play made, but White gets into second base.
Really moved well around the bases.
Bases, of course, just 60 feet apart. Fences 300 feet in this particular ballpark all the way around.
8 foot high. Base hit's real big right here for the Howard's club.
Kim Smith is the hitter. 37-22, 2 outs. And again, the significance here, the importance here is the fact that you don't figure Smythe to have a a low-scoring inning the way things have been going lately. And that's the third out on a liner right to Grissom at first base. And so 5 runs in the inning for Howards, but it's the first half inning since back in the 4th that the team did not score in double figures. We go to the top of the 7th. With the top of the 7th, Smythe leading 37-22. Although already with a comfortable lead, pitcher Paul Drilling gave himself more.
When you say he's done well, he held him to 22.
Well, he did pretty well on that one, and that's out of here. Another home run for Paul Drilling, and that's not really his forte. That's not why he's there. He's there to pitch.
That's right. He's the USSSA pitcher with power.
Yes, sir.
They've got 13 excellent athletes and an intelligent manager, Buddy Slater. Be a team to reckon with again. They may be the first team to ever win the USSSA World Series 3 years in a row. Steels, with all their notoriety, has never won a USSSA World Series championship.
8 runs in this inning.
As we're back to the top.
Smythe is threatening to outscore themselves in the first game against this club. They had to squeak it out 49-48. They're up to 45 here.
Brown's unhappy with the pitch. He says he's got to get the ball up. He can't just throw me one 3 foot high.
That's inside. Who would have thought Smythe would score 45 when they had just 3 through 4 innings?
That might handle. It might be out of here.
It may be. Nope, it's going to hang up, but it'll be caught out there by Williams for out number 2. Let's get back to it. So they're 2 away. And we go to Bruce Meade.
The bruiser.
Bruce has 2 homers and a single, but that's 3 for 6, and that's well under his norm. Nearly a 700, no, more than a 700 hitter. 735 for his career, and his
might have hit one.
I think that one's out of here in right center field. Yes, he went the opposite way.
Just to tease the crowd and show him he can do it. He's the only player to ever hit a ball out of the Astrodome. That's well known. From home plate, and not the temporary fence they had last year, which has been changed this year for the '88 Astro season.
So Meade tours the bases, and we get back to Jim Fuller, who started this all with a tremendous shot.
Quick Jim. He gets in the box, and he's out of there quick.
46-22.
Will he hit a strike, or will he hit a ball? The pitcher has no idea.
Well, he hit a home run, that's for sure. He's a cannon shot out of his bat. Jim Fuller, that ball just exploded.
Incredible. He started off pretty poorly today.
Yes, he lined out to short. He flew out to center, but since then he's hit 4 homers and a single.
For the tournament, he had at one time 16 home runs out of his 18 hits in 24 at-bats coming into this ball game.
10 home runs in his last 2 games.
Right.
Wow.
So his ratio coming into this ball game of 16 homers out of 18 hits in 24 at-bats is increasing.
Well, the other thing about Jim Fuller is his home runs do not trickle over the...
No.
And Wheeler hits one high and deep and
out of here.
Gone.
They're on a roll.
To say the least. The last 3 innings have been an incredible display. This one has been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-run inning. The last 3 innings for the Smythe Sox, 14, 20, and 11. We have 2 outs. And Rick Wheeler.
He steps up high and gets under it and hacks it at about 350.
Hightower, the hitter. He's had a tremendous game with 4 home runs and 2 doubles.
This is his first season to play left field. He has been a left center fielder, and he's moved over to the left to make room for Fredview out in left center.
And there may be his 5th. It is gone.
Way out of here. Hit it on the line. They're putting on a power display that...
This may be hard for them to equal themselves all season.
Right.
I mean, this may be the first weekend of the season, but this...
They scored 49 last game, and they're 1 run from that right now. They scored 50 in the game before, earlier today, in a 5-inning affair.
Well, I'll say this, you know, I've been, the first time I caught the Smythe Sox in action was 2 seasons ago. Worked a part of a game last year, and this is just the most incredible 2 games I've ever seen with them. 49-22.
Today they have scored 45, 50, 49, and 48.
And that might be magic number 50. It's high in the air. Nope, it's going to stay in. And they stuck on 49. But they've scored 98 runs in 2 games as PARROTT flies out. And they got a comfortable lead of 49-22 as we get set for the bottom of the 7th. This is going to have to be one whale of a rally for Howard as the Smythe Sox have 54 hits on the board to go with 49 runs. Last chance for the Western Steer coming up.
Every day, Jack Taylor.
22 into the last inning. Howard started to come back. Scher, Bolin, Harvey, Wilborn, and Fowler homered to score 8 runs. Then it was back to the top of the order for a second time around. And Rick Scher lines the ball. He couldn't really get under that one as there wasn't as much arc on it. And he's got a near base hit, but runners are now at first and second with 2 outs. And Tim Reinhardt is the hitter. Now, he reached on the first error in the inning. That third out can sometimes just take forever.
It can, and what's happening now is Smythe Club's looking for the batter just misses pitch right now. It's almost inconceivable that you could have 18 or 19 more fellas come to the plate and score without one of them missing their pitch and hitting a weak grounder or hitting the ball right at someone.
And they still need that. They have to go around the batting order almost 2 full times still.
Right.
A line drive, base hit left field. That will send the runner in from second base.
And a home run here makes it a tighter situation. We're going to have another change. We're going to bring drilling behind the plate.
Same old rotation this time. No, we're going to go Brown this time. Well, Brown is going to come in. He's not pitched in this game, but he has pitched in past games. And that will send the catcher to second base, the second baseman to pitcher, and the pitcher to catcher. Anything to just throw them off. All they need is 1 out. Now, Brown did come in the previous game and got the first couple guys to his base. And then, of course, they got in tune to him, but they only need 1. (49-31) is the score. The hitter will be Mike Bolin. He is the 14th hitter in the inning.
Home run here will close the gap, but like you mentioned, they've still got to go through almost 2 more times.
They scored 9 runs in the inning and still trailed by 18 to show you the situation they were in. There's a strike.
And we're not talking about just a average ball club. We're talking about one of the top 4 teams in America the Smythe Club has down at this sizable margin. It's just a matter of one team getting hot, the other one not staying with them. But it's not over yet. We saw that earlier, the 16-run lead vanish over 3 innings, though, not 1. Good pitch. Brown's not really a pitcher by trade.
2 balls and 2 strikes, so here's another situation where he's got Bolin where he's going to have to go for anything close.
The pressure is definitely on the hitter.
Bolin may not get the pitch he wants. Now, Brown only has 2 pitches, really 1 pitch to work with on that because it's 2 and 2.
That's too good a pitch.
Yeah, too good because it's going to go back to center field, and it will be caught. The ball game is over. A leaping catch in center field by Rick Wheeler, and that ends the ball game. The final score, 49-31. The Smythe Sox win this ASA qualifier, and now know for sure they'll be in the World Series as they have a successful tournament with a victory over Howard's Western Steer. We'll be back with some final thoughts, comments from the game in just a moment.